Well, good morning. This is Plant Smart Living with Farmer Fred. Really glad you could join Bailey and I today out here in the vegetable garden. Well, today I wanted to share with you some tips and ideas on how you can plant Covington sweet potato slips in your vegetable garden. So thanks for joining me today out here in the vegetable garden. So this is what these sweet potatoes slips look like. I ended up buying these slips locally from Ray's greenhouse over there in Moorwood, PA, and these Covington sweet potatoes, it's a superior new variety. So these potato slips here ended up costing me 20 cents a piece. And let me just read some information here on these Covington sweet potatoes. They are a new release from North Carolina State. It's rapidly replacing Beauregard in commercial planting. Not because of flavor, both are sweet with great flavor, and it isn't because of yield. They are both very good yielders. In truth, there are three key differences. Storage time is much longer than Beauregard, which can begin to deteriorate beginning in January. Number two, Covington roots are very uniform in shape and not prone to produce misshapen or long, narrow roots. And number three, Covington is resistant to russet crack and southern root knot nematode, either of which can make growing sweet potatoes very discouraging. And these are great for boiling, roasting, or mashing. And it takes anywhere from 100 to 115 days to reach maturity. And you know, what's nice about growing sweet potatoes is you don't need to hill or mound the potatoes during the growing season. And right behind me in one of my 4 foot by 8 foot raised garden bed is where I'm going to be planting these sweet potato slips. I'm going to be growing them in my composted leaf mulch that I mend with topsoil every year. And so follow me along and I'm going to show you where I'm going to be planting these. I ended up laying a few out on the ground so we can just see what they look like there. And so let's get started planting these. And when you plant these sweet potato slips, you want to make sure they get a good 6 to 8 hours of sunlight. You also want to make sure your last frost date is passed. You know, today's date is May 27th here in Pennsylvania, Zone 6. Our frost date is May 15th. Because sweet potatoes, they love warm soil. And so the tool that I'm just going to use today is my hand trowel. Again, these sweet potato slips are something really easy to grow, and we grew these for the first time here in our Plant Smart Living gardens last year, and so it was really fun and easy to grow, and these produced a really good harvest. So let's get started planting these. Now typically you just want to plant these up to where the first leaf is, you know, and preferably anywhere from 4 to 6 inches deep. And I'm going to be coming back about 12 inches from the edge of my raised bed here, and then space these about 12 inches apart. I already did plant the back row there, and so I have 7 more here to do in this front row. So let's get started. And so I just basically shove my trowel into the soil a couple times, rock it back and forth a couple times so the slip can fall in there, and then just tuck it in nice, and then just firm the soil up right around it. And then just push the soil back here. You know, you push the soil forward and then you just let it push it down into the slot. And then we have 3 more to plant here. And so just put your trowel in, rock it back and forth, loosen that soil up. And you want to make sure your soil is nice and loose too, because this way these sweet potatoes will grow nice and healthy and strong and produce a good harvest. And then 1 more to go here. I firm it in around the plant here, and then let's water these slips in. And so you just want to keep an eye on these, make sure you keep them well watered. You don't want the soil to be drying out, especially here in the beginning when they're nice and young. So we're really looking forward to doing a harvest video on these, because we just love our sweet potatoes here at Plant Smart Living Gardens. Well, anyhow, I just want to thank you for joining me today out here in the vegetable garden, planting these Covington sweet potatoes. Again, something I love to grow. You don't have to hill them during the growing season. I would encourage you to think about growing sweet potatoes in your garden. You can also maybe buy them at a local nursery or even order some online. Well, anyhow, if you have any questions or comments about this video, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And you can also visit us at plantsmartliving.com. And there you can learn more about gardening and also how you can reclaim your health by adopting a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. Well, anyhow, I hope you have a wonderful day today. So until next time, this is Plant Smart Living with Farmer Fred.